Welcome back everyone to another parking lot project. In this video, we're going to be stripping the asphalt off of the parking lot and then preparing it with base just so it's accessible over the winter months. The parking lot's in very poor shape, so there's a lot of soft areas, spider cracks everywhere, there's potholes, it's caving in. So what's happened in the past is when companies come in to do snow removal, they end up tearing and destroying the parking lot and ripping up asphalt. Before the winter season, we got contacted to actually take the top layer of the parking lot off and put in just a gravel base layer so that it's flush, pack it in, and then they're going to use that over the winter. Let's talk equipment for all you guys that love equipment. So what you're looking at here is a draught. Draught is like a specialized excavator, basically. You also notice J-Bob in the skid steer there, actually a CTL compact track loader. He's going to get in the tight areas, make it a little easier for the draught. He's also going to feed stockpile so the draught can keep loading. So I'll make sure we have a stockpile at all times. The trucks kept getting fed. They can move material off site. And we got some attachments, some buckets, a tooth bucket, smooth bucket, and a roller packer. Roller packer is going to finish off the parking lot at the end, pack everything in. We also need a skid steer on site to spread and move the material. Here we can see we're just cutting an edge with the quick cut saw. So this will just produce a little bit nicer of an edge instead of having the asphalt doesn't break in a perfectly straight line. You think of it like a piece of paper. If you tear a piece of paper, you're not going to have a perfectly straight line. If you take scissors, you're going to have a nice clean edge. Well, same with the parking lot here. We're going to cut in a nice clean edge, and then with that pile of limestone behind, we're going to grade the parking lot to match the existing finished height of the asphalt. Next year, they're going to come back with this parking lot and have a proper excavation and paving of the lot. Their budget doesn't allow for the full project to be done right now, so we're going to make it accessible and safe throughout the winter season and then address the problem again in spring. So as you can see here, first step is ripping off the top layer of asphalt. One of the things we have to tackle with on this project is, like I mentioned earlier, a school. It's one of the things we have to focus on, or an area of concern, or a bunch of people coming in and out of the building. We want to make sure that there's minimal disruption to the actual flow of people and it's safe for where they're walking. So this project had to get done quickly so that there's minimal disruption to the people that attend this building. Now we're using a draught to do the majority of this. If you can notice where the draught's already gone over, everything is nice and clean, nothing's getting mixed in, and we're getting exactly just the asphalt layer, nothing more, nothing less. So we're also using the skid steer to help stockpile things, kind of do stuff around the edges. It's a quick in and out job, and so it's going to speed up the process. We're also going to use the skid steer to later lay the aggregate. You can see that big pile of 3/4 down in the background there. So that's going to level and grade everything out and then pack everything in. We're only doing a 2 to 3 inch layer on top, so it'll be fine to pack it in. So you can see International is getting loaded by the draught. Now you'll notice underneath the asphalt, you can see mud pockets spread out throughout the aggregate. So those are areas where there's soft spots. That's causing a lot of heaving and shifting in the surface. So to get this fixed properly, what we want to do is actually excavate a certain level of material out. Usually we want to do like a 12 to 15 inch base, and then we're going to do a paving on top 3 inches, 4 inches, depending on the application. Parking lot like this, we'd have a 3-inch top layer, 12 to 15 inch aggregate base. We'd start with 9 to 12 inches of 2-inch, then you're gonna have a top coat of 3/4 down on top, cover it with the asphalt. Now for here, their budget doesn't allow for the full project to be done right now, so we're gonna coat it with a top coat of 3/4 down, and it's a temporary parking lot for the winter where people don't have to worry about tripping over chunks of asphalt. Plowing company can come in and clean snow and not worry about ripping up the parking lot. It's gonna leave for safe conditions, and it'll hold over just fine in the winter when the ground's frozen anyways.
Oh my God, you almost ran me over! You weren't even moving.
You'll see things are getting wet. That's because the rain started. We powered through it. We're pretty late in the season. Can't just start giving up days to the rain. Winter is right around the corner. And like I mentioned, it's got to be safe for people to use. There's a lot of vehicles that come in here, especially first thing in the morning and last thing in the afternoon. We want to make sure that parking lot remains accessible. So for our timeline on this project, we just wanted to tackle the worst section of the parking lot where there was a lot of cracking and heaving. Get that tackled, and the rest we're going to leave.
What?